who has led every lap from pole. Big spin across the track.
Speed turn. What happened? He just lost it there.
On board with our wonderful thermal shot. Look at this. It's like a video game.
Oh, big lock up there. Liquid rubber everywhere. Yeah.
Are absolutely together on this first lap.
This is the challenge.
As they stream around, was very, very fought indeed. Dive through on the inside. He's going for it, and he's done it. He's done it. He hasn't. My goodness, he hasn't. Wow.
A great sporting rivalry, and look at this. Oh, wow.
There's a terrific scrap now.
This could all end up in a very large pile of fiberglass.
Tries again at exactly the same point. Really, better be careful because he's signalling his intentions now to the leader, who will be very careful to shut the door in advance.
Down hard, coming down
Cars
hard.
spinning off of turn 4 right now. 3 cars. One of them's going to be in the gravel. MD2 of Jason Gibson takes over the top of the top. Peter Bird is going to try to slot in second. Papers side by side. Turn number 1. Great racing here. On the front straight they come. Nose to tail. Bird getting around, but he's going to be just about a half a car length shot.
Turn up the volume. Enjoy the start. There's the green flag. Here we go. Look at this. Oh!
He backs off.
Yikes. Yikes is right.
Goes right around the outside of
Nicely friendly pass.
We'll watch Peter Burke in that Formula Enterprise
Field has come set. Turn up the volume and get ready for the start. Let's go!
And here comes the field for race number 4. We started the weekend with 16 cars in this group, but unfortunately we've lost 4 of them, so we have 12. 4 classes are represented and all 4 are contested. Starting outside of row 6, second in Formula X is the number 8 of Thomas Metcalf from the Ohio Valley region in his Formula Mazda. Next to him, starting third in Club Continental, is the 07 of Craig Campbell from the Indianapolis region in his Van Diemen. In row 5 on the outside, fourth in Formula Continental, is the 45 of Chuck Moran from the Old Dominion region. He was not running at the end of the race earlier, the qualifying race earlier, in his Crosley. Next to him, car number 3 was Daniel Galifa in the number 12 from the MBR region in his Mazda USF 2000. In row 4, second in Club Continental, is car number 3, Steve Myers, out of the Detroit region in a Renard. And next to him is the Club Continental pole sitter, that's Rex Gunning in the number 71, out of the Western Ohio region in a Van Diemen. In row 3 on the outside, second in Formula Continental, the 4 of Kevin Fandozzi from Detroit in his Mygale. And third in Formula Enterprises 2, the 37 of Amy Hollowell from the Indianapolis region. Amy finished second yesterday, but could only qualify 5th quickest in this morning's qualifying race. In row 2 on the outside is the Formula Continental pole sitter, that's car 5, Trevor Williams from Detroit in his Elan DP08. Next to him, second in Formula Enterprises 2, is the 95 of Peter Burke from Detroit. And on the front row, both pole sitters in their classes. In FX, it's the 89 of Denny Sideri from the Ohio Valley region. He set a new lap record for Formula X in that car in the qualifying race this morning. It's a Griffith GR93 Formula Super V. And on the pole, yesterday's winner by a pretty comfortable margin. That's the number 77 of Vaughn Mishko from Land O'Lakes region. Number 77 FE2 car, like I say, took the win over Amy Hollowell yesterday by 38 seconds, excuse me. And in the qualifying race, he was 31 seconds in front of Danny Sideri. So Vaughn Mishko has been tough to beat here. Steve Demeter did not turn a time in qualifying this morning, but he is in the field.
All right, lights out on the safety car, Sunday, Mid-Ohio. Feature race, here we go.
Lights out in the pace car. Field looks to be formed up pretty well, with the exception of Steve Demeter, who's sort of hanging back, but he's at the tail of the field anyway.
Yep, he's alone in that 7th row. As the field comes on to the front straightaway, still waiting on the green. There it is.
Green flag.
Mishko immediately gets the jump. Amy Hollowell making a big charge. She's trying to get up to 3rd. I think she's done it. Amy Hollowell after qualifying
like that.
not as well as she had hoped, slots up into third position from the third row. As everybody makes it through turn one, working their way through the keyhole turn for the first time. Mishko already beginning to stretch the advantage over Denny Sideri, and I think that's Amy in third with a little pressure from behind, but everybody coming at you, Rusty Dog.
We'll take a look. Mishko well out front right now. Sideri in second. Amy Hollowell in third, back about a car length, and behind her is the number 5 of Trevor Williams, then Peter Burke behind Trevor Williams. So Amy Hollowell with a great jump here at the start, trying to close up on Sideri. Sideri's car a little bit more power as it drives up the hill there, but Mishko already beginning to stretch it out quite a bit.
Hollowell all over the back of Denny Sideri here, and just behind her, I mean, it's really a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 car battle. Sideri with the position, and right behind Hollowell is the 5 of Trevor Williams. Peter Burke going side by side with Chuck Moran. Chuck Moran in that number 45 had issues this morning. He finished 6th. Second in front of the Continental in yesterday's race, running 5th right now. But the car has been strong at the beginning of these races, but then seems to fade as the race wears on. So don't know if he's had a chance to suss that problem out and get it resolved.
First lap. Same car, you can say that was safety.
Mishko again just running away with the front part of the field. 4.5 seconds faster than second place on that last lap. Here comes Amy Hollowell looking for a way around Denny Sideri. Right behind her is that number 5 at Trevor Williams, not letting her get away either, as he is closed up underneath the rear wing of her car. Turning pretty quick lap time for both those cars on the last lap, but we'll see Sideri stay out in front at the moment.
Von Mishko resetting fast lap of the race, a 25.9. He was at a 25.1 in qualifying earlier today. Sideri in that Formula Super feed, then Amy, then Trevor Williams, then Chuck Moran, then a little gap back to Peter Burke, and the number 95 Formula Enterprises 2, running 3rd in that class. Daniel Khalifa behind him in the number 12 Formula Continental. Rex Gunning leading Craig Campbell in the battle for Club Continental, 8th and 9th.
Steve Myers goes off into the grass over the top of the hill here at 5. Loops it coming back onto the track, but just gets it out of the way now before Von Mishko. So Steve Myers still struggling, or Steve Demeter, I should say, struggling in that Club Formula Continental in that number 21 car as he spins it and rejoins, but he'll be right in front of our leaders here shortly. Von Mishko will be ready to put a lap on him shortly. The other race that we've got going on, Trevor Williams now closes up right on the back of Amy Hollowell. Sideri's gotten away just a little bit from her, and Williams looking for a way around Hollowell up into 3rd.
Steve Demeter very slow here. In fact, he's coming into the pit lane, so that spin apparently shaking something loose on Demeter's car, so he's going to come in to the pits. Amy Hollowell with Trevor Williams all over her rear wing as she's looking for that 3rd spot. Finished 2nd yesterday's race, hoping to move up one more. Chuck Moran right behind Trevor Williams with Peter Burke there. Those 4 about equally spaced. Peter Burke maybe another 1.5 seconds off the tail end of that 4-car battle for 2nd spot. But Von Mishko continues to set fast laps and has already opened up a 13.5-second lead as we're only working race lap 4.
guesses before I even see Denny Sederi, and a pass on the straightaway this time. Trevor Williams around Amy Hollowell to take over that third spot. Hollowell back another spot. In fact, she's being pressured right now by Chuck Moran in the another Formula Continental. So far, not quite able to match the pace of the club or the Formula Continental. And Trevor Williams and Chuck Moran, both those drivers quicker than she was on the last lap.
Yeah, Amy falling off the back of Trevor Williams after he made that pass, and as you said, Moran right behind her. Peter Burke in that purple number 95 has closed up on the back of that battle as well. Daniel Galifa back in 7th. In the 71 of Rex Gunning leading Club Continental over Craig Campbell in the 07. Thomas Metcalf in that Formula Mazda with the rotary power, belching flames out the exhaust pipe.
Mishko already by, but it looks like Trevor Williams is able to close up on Denny Sederi. That was about a 2 car lengths coming off the straight. It stretches back out, going up the hill. Amy Hollowell is able to pull a little bit of a gap between herself and Chuck Moran, who's got some pressure now from Peter Bird in FE2.
Michko just continues to set fast laps, a 25.2 on this last lap. His best time in qualifying this morning was a 25.1, but every lap he just goes a little bit quicker. He's got a very comfortable lead over Denny Sederi in the Formula X, number 89, almost 21 seconds. Trevor Williams, Amy Hollowell, Chuck Moran, and Peter Burke, all about equally spaced now. About a second separating each of them.
Copy that. Goes by. I'm not sure. I should have asked the folks at Alliance whether or not the FE2s have a limited slip, because it doesn't sound like it when he comes by here. He's spinning the rear tires going down the hill here, or at least one of them down the hill to turn 6, and that if he could get away from that, the car would be probably a second or so a lap faster than it is right now. I think John is 24.7 on that last lap, so he is just smoking the car out here.
Yeah, and it doesn't show any signs of slowing down. Every lap is a little faster than the one before it. As the fuel burns off, that car gets a little lighter. Battle between Peter Burke and Chuck Moran. Burke down to the inside at turn 1. He's got a nose ahead. Can he keep it? Yes, he can. So Peter Burke in the FE2 number 95 takes over 5th spot. That's not a class change. Burke still running 3rd in FE2. Moran running 2nd in Formula Continental to Trevor Williams. But Moran, once again, the car in the second half of the race seems to fade just a little bit. As we are just coming up on half distance. We've concluded race lap number 6 of the scheduled 13.
As it came into my view, it was Moran with the 5th spot, Peter Burke, but passes it back again at the top end of the straightaway to try to get himself solidly in the 5th spot, but it's only a couple of car lengths, so a great race going on back there for 5th between Moran and Peter Burke. Peter Burke ends up with it as they left the
Second, third, and fourth about equally spaced. Sederi, Trevor Williams, and Amy Hollowell. And in the battle we've been talking about between Burke and Moran, Burke with the position at the moment as they come onto the front straightaway. It's FE2 versus Formula Continental. Daniel Galifa matching their lap times in the number 12 Formula Continental. He's running third in that class right now. Rex Gunning leading Club Continental in the 8th spot.
Mishko having to work around a little bit of lap traffic in the form of Thomas Metcalf in the Formula Mazda or FX class car. So we'll see if he can maintain getting quicker every lap. He had to move out of the way a little bit there, so that may not happen. Here comes Sederi. And then we see Trevor Williams and Amy Hollowell, and then Peter Burke now is able to stretch it just a little bit over Moran. It's about 4 car lengths, maybe 3 now at the bottom of turn 6. But Peter Burke seems to finally be solidly in that 5th spot.
Ron Mishko, for the first time in a while, did not set a new fastest lap of the race as he had some traffic to contend with. As he put number 8 of Thomas Metcalf a lap down. Denny Sederi sets his personal best on that last lap.
9 left 9.
Copy that.
Amy Hollowell a little bit quicker than Trevor Williams in front of her, so she's still hoping to have a chance to maybe move up into a top 3 overall. Won't affect her class position as long as she can stay in front of Peter Burke. He's got second in FE2 in hand right now.
Second, third, fourth comes by. Really no change. It's been fairly stationary the last number of laps here, with the only change going on behind that was Peter Burke and Chuck Moran, and that's about 4 car lengths now, with Daniel Galifa in his Continental a little bit further back behind that.
Denny Sederi definitely picking up the pace. His last lap was his best at a 27.3. He's not matching Mishko by any means. Mishko's lapping in the 24s, so he's falling further and further behind. It's now 31.5 seconds. But he is drawing away from Trevor Williams and Amy Hollowell.
Lap 10, and you will have that FX coming up pretty soon.
Copy that.
On the other side of the track.
Peter Burke's last lap was his best from 5th position, but not as quick as the cars in front, so he's losing a little ground to them.
Wait, in front of the pit lane, toward the end, there's a black splitter laying on the right side of the track. The owner of that would like to know if he can have them pick that up for him. Leaders by again. Boy, that gap is going to be somewhere around 32 seconds or so between Mishko and Sederi. Very impressive laps from Mishko, very consistent and very fast here through the race, even now with some lap traffic that he's dealing with.
Tip of the hat to Amy Hollowell, though. She is definitely reeling in Trevor Williams as Denny Sederi pulls away from the two of them, but Williams better be checking his mirrors because Amy is coming. She just sets her personal best at a 27.6, and that's about 3/10 quicker than Trevor Williams in front, so Amy's in a position to get up into that 3rd spot that she had earlier in the race. She ran 3rd until lap 4, and she dropped back to 4th. And now now in a position to perhaps reclaim it. As we're working race lap 11.
Metcalf moves wide to let Sederi go by. Now we'll see as next up will be Trevor Williams and Amy Hollowell. As you mentioned, she's closing in about 3/10 quicker on the last lap than Trevor Williams, so she may yet try to get herself back up into a podium spot.
Leader Von Mishko resets fast lap of the race. Working race lap number 12, we'll see the white flag next time. His lead up to 37 seconds. That's pretty much matching what it was in yesterday's race, where he won by just over 38 seconds.
I believe this is lap 12 and you have traffic ahead.
Copy that.
Hollowell has it down to about 6/10 of a second in the battle for third, with about a lap and a half to go. Von Mishko coming to the white flag. He puts a lap on Craig Campbell, so only 8 cars now remain on the lead lap. Watching for the second, third, and fourth place battle to come into view. Here comes Denny Sederi. Trevor Williams and Amy Hollowell. She's as close as she's been, but Williams, I think, trying to respond to the pace she's showing here on the last couple of laps. Williams gives a salute to the starter and sets his personal best. Amy, right behind him, sets her personal best. His is a little bit better, however. So he's able to stretch it back out to about 8/10 of a second.
Let's go by the S's right now down in Thunder Valley looking for the checkered flag with nobody in front or behind.
Last lap.
Cover that.
Closing up on Rex Gunning in the number 71, but Gunning should get across the line in front of him, so he'll have to go around one more time as the last car on the lead lap. But Von Mishko takes the checkers for the second day in a row in commanding fashion.
Yeah, his driving style reminds me a lot of a couple of the other drivers we've seen out there out of the Alliance Autosport stable. So definitely have that car tuned well to him, and even though he's new at this, he certainly appears to be doing it very well anyway.
Maybe Hollowell going to give it one last challenge here as they come into the carousel turn, but I don't think she's close enough to take over that third spot. Denny Sederi will take second. He finished third yesterday, so he's up one spot from where he was. Trevor Williams finished back in 10th yesterday, coming home third today, so that's a great recovery for him in that Elan DP08 Formula Continental. Amy Hollowell across the line in fourth, down one spot from where she was yesterday. Peter Burke takes 5th place honors. He finished 4th yesterday, so he's down one spot. Chuck Moran comes home in 6th. That's where he was yesterday as well.
That was far from stellar.
5th, I guess.
Daniel Khalifa across the line in 7th position. He finished back in 12th yesterday, so that's a good recovery for him. Still waiting on Rex Gunning to come across the line. Club Continental leader. And he will take the win in Club Continental. Will Rex Gunning in the 71. Finishing 8th today, he was 7th yesterday.